swear to God, if this camera cuts out one more time. Just get my hair tied back. So welcome back to my channel. Happy 2020. I know that I've already technically posted in 2020, but I was very wrapped up and in my own little world in Weymouth, so I wouldn't really classify it. I feel like this is my first official video of like 2020, and starting the new year. I am a massive fan of the new year. I find that it's just a great time to like reflect. Not a lot of time is spent like looking back on the year and looking at how far you've come throughout the year, so it's really nice to have that time that's like significant to look back and just appreciate and kind of give yourself a little like, you know, well done. So I just thought it would be nice to kind of have a quick like look back over 2019, because I feel like it was just such a whirlwind of a year, and then look forward into 2020 and explain a few bits that I've got planned, which are quite exciting. And then I asked for some questions over on my Instagram the other day. I put up a little poll, so I'll answer the questions before I go into like a chat about 2020, just because the questions are linked to what I have to say. And whilst I am obviously doing this little chat, I thought I would do my makeup as well, because I got this new single eyeshadow. It's one of the chameleon eyeshadows from Topshop, and I still haven't used it, so I just thought it's a perfect excuse to get that used. And I've decided I kind of want to go for like a pinky fresh makeup look for no reason in particular. Just thought, why not? So yeah, I'm just going to crack on and do that. I might mention a few bits, but I'm not really focusing on the makeup today. And I've already moisturised and whacked some Carmex on my lips, hence kind of the shiny look that's happening right now. And I always put Carmex like all around my mouth. Don't know why, but I have not had, touch wood, sore lips this year. So it is working. Moving swiftly on, I'm just going to start the makeup and crack on about 2019. So this is Amy from the future just popping in, because this video, I'm not sure what's happened. My iCloud or my phone storage is like screwed up. None of my clips are saving, so I've got like, I don't know why, but I've lost this clip. So I just thought I'd really quickly summarise what I said. The bit that was cut out was about 2019 and like me looking back and recapping and everything, and just like appreciating how far I've come. It's a weird one. I feel like 2019 was split into two different parts. There was the part where I was at college, didn't want to be there, didn't really know what I wanted to do, really quite like a confused stage. And then there was when I left and kind of having to try find my feet, yeah, like having to almost feel like I was disappointing some people, but I've eventually found my own little niche, and you know, I know what I want to do. I'm comfortable with the fact that I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't feel like a letdown, basically. I had like such a lifestyle change. I went from kind of doing 3 years and knowing what my career path was, to then kind of having like a change of heart, and so I've had to almost like rebuild myself and set myself new goals, because you can't like exist for a short period of time and think, oh, eventually I'll fall back in love with it. If like I'm not at the minute, I'm not in love with it, and I would literally have gone insane if I just sat here and not strive towards anything else. I think I've learned a lot about other people, about how they can influence you in a bad way, and how people can be so bloody manipulative. And I've kind of learned that and seen it, and I feel like in those types of situations you only realise how bad it is once you're out of the situation. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like I've just learnt so much about people. Like I was almost, like, to put it into a metaphor, it's like having a bird in a glass cage, and then telling the bird to fly, and it's like you're like trapping them, but you can't really see that you're trapped in a way. But I feel like I've kind of shut a door on that kind of chapter of my life, and I'm moving on, and in like mid-November I found a really happy place where I was content with what I'm doing. I know that I'm like pushing towards better things, and I'm really happy with where I am now, which is the main thing. And then I basically went through a few things that have happened in this year which are like highlights for me. So obviously graduation was one, because the group of girls that I graduated with are just amazing. Turkey, because if you've seen the vlogs, it was literally one of the best weeks of my life and one of the best holidays I've ever been on. Starting to drive, that's obviously a new one, and that's what I strive to pass in 2020. And then yeah, just like finding my feet, finding myself has been like a whole part of 2019. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut back into the video where my makeup will have been halfway done. I'm gonna cut straight into the questions that people sent in. Then I will like follow up and finish off about 2020. The first question that I got was, have you got any YouTube goals for 2020? Obviously, yes, I do. Just goals, like it's nice to set you some sort of like target, something to work towards. It's really healthy to have things to work towards. So yes, my goals for YouTube for 2020 that I've like written down are just in general to progress. So progress in my editing, progress in like my organisation and how I prepare a video, which people who video will understand. A lot of thought has to go into it for it to be, or for it to feel good, like once you've been doing it for a bit. I want to just better my kind of, eventually, it won't be in 2020, but I do want to get a camera, because at the minute I still film on my phone. Obviously I've got my GoPro for when I go to places and want to film more, like it's just like it's a different type of filming, but I wouldn't, because it's only a panorama like fisheye lens on the GoPro, I wouldn't want to film like everyday videos with it. So yeah, I want to get like an everyday video type camera, and there's some other bits of equipment I've been looking at. So just yeah, in general progression. And I have set myself a little target for subscribers. Not that it's about like subscriber count or whatever. I'm just quite happy enjoying myself and listening to myself speak. But yeah, I've set the goal of 1,000 subscribers. It was either 500 to go for or 1,000, and Callum was just like, go for 1,000. So I wrote down 1,000. So yeah, they're my kind of goals for YouTube. I also want to go to more events, and I'm looking into going to Summer in the City, which I know some people find controversial, but I feel like it could be like a good little learning point. I might hate it, I might love it, but yeah, I really think it would be nice. You never know, I might meet some people, make some new friends with similar interests. So the next question was, have you got any goals for this year? So I feel like that's quite a broad question, so I'm going to answer it with just one kind of answer, because I'm not sure what the rest of the questions are going to ask for, and either way I will tell you all my goals. But yeah, I'm going to say my main goal for 2020 is to pass my driving and start saving towards or have my like own car insurance. That's kind of the deal. I'm not bothered if I don't have a car by the end of the year, although I would love to, but it's an expensive thing. So even if it's just saving towards it or whatever, I'm not bothered as long as I am further forward than I am at the minute and have passed my test, because any progression is progression. Next question is something you're looking forward to. So generally, as I'm sure it is the same for absolutely everyone, I'm looking forward to the holidays most. So Callum, again for Christmas, outdid himself, and we're going to Crete this year, which I'm very excited about. So that's going to be like a highlight. I am also really excited to go to Ibiza. Me and Callum are going for like a long weekend. We're going on more of an exploring holiday. Still want to do like the standard things out there that everyone does, but yeah, we're not really going for a massive piss up, because one, if I get a hangover, sorry, Callum never gets one. So if I'm hungover and I'm in bed till 12 o'clock, he'll just get angry. I'm just going to feel like crap. So I'd rather not ruin a holiday, because they're few and far between. Best way to get into a fitness routine. So I actually did think about this one, because I kind of thought, when did I start and things? When I started the gym, I was going with Freya, who was at the time a personal trainer. She was in training, if that makes sense. And then afterwards, obviously when she was a personal trainer, I still went with her, and she used to help me work out and show me like correct form and things. Also when I got with Callum, he's an avid gym goer, if you will, and he also took me through a few bits, or like when I did a workout with him, he'd like help me with my form and things, which is the most important thing, I think. Like saving people's gym routines on Instagram is something good to start with. I would say know what you're going to do when you get to the gym. And I know that's hard, especially obviously you need to get your bearings and know what's in the gym and things, which I always think a good way to do that is get on the treadmill, and whilst you're walking, just look around the gym. Don't eye people up or whatever, but see what they're doing and think, alright, okay, you can kind of get your gist. Don't be afraid to go to the weight section. That's another thing. I used to be absolutely terrified in my old gym to go to the weight section and use the weights. Don't be terrified at all. Just, get in there and do your thing. Even if you just go get some weights and move it to your own little corner, just do it. But yeah, know what you're going to do when you go into the gym, and say, like, if you get a gym membership, think, right, I don't want to overdo it, because you don't want to make yourself hate the gym or resent it. So think, right, I'm going to go 3 times a week to start, and then like plan, I'm going to do 1 leg day, 1 cardio day, and like abs, and then 1 upper body day. And then that's a really good across you know, across the board. You could do swimming classes. I mean, I did a yoga class before Christmas and I want to do quite a few more of them. So if you think that someone's doing good, go and speak to them in the gym and be like, look, I'm just new to the gym, like what you're doing looks incredible, can you like chat to me about it? Or message people on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, ask for help. There's no reason not to. Obviously a PT is a good side of things, but it's not really student friendly. So some skills you'd like to master in 2020. Obviously driving is one of them. Better editing is another. Oh, new skill. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to, not jinx it, but I don't want to set it too high, my bar too high if it doesn't happen this year. But I know myself, so that's fine. But I've got a kind of little business idea that I want to kind of start taking some steps towards after I've got my car and stuff out the way, because one, I need to be able to drive to do it, and two, like the whole car business is really expensive. So once that's out the way, I've got like a little business idea that I'd like to take a look at. Yeah, so there's that to look forward to. Any dreams you'd like to make a reality? That's a really nice question. And I'm going to give a really crap answer. I think 2020 isn't the year for my dreams to become a reality. I think it's the year where I take all the little steps towards them. And it might be like that for the next couple of years, but I mean, for all I know, something could happen by the end of the year and I'm literally like, oh my god, like all my dreams and prayers have been answered. But I think that the way I've planned my year and I've got it set out in my head, it's literally going to be me taking all of the steps that I think I should, like, towards that particular goal. Have you made any New Year's resolutions? So this is kind of like the little list that I've made. The goals that I've set for the year are kind of my resolutions. There's nothing that I really want to change. I remember one year I said that my resolution was to stop biting my nails, and I did it. And that's the only resolution that I think I've ever actually followed. My financial kind of goals are, I've got a savings, which is kind of my life savings towards a house, future type thing, something to fall back on, which is actually locked till next year because I do my savings and everything with Monzo. Yeah, so I want to have, as small as it might sound, but because of all the whole wanting to do this little business thing and saving up and wanting a car and the driving lessons and things, I want to have at least or around about £500 in this like life savings account by the end of the year. I want to have like obviously the driving test, the car, the insurance, which is all like money orientated. Obviously I've got those holidays and we're going to Weymouth again at some point in the summer. So I want to have my savings for all of them met. Like I said, I use Monzo, so I have little pots set for each of them holidays, and I've set a goal amount for how much I know that I'll need. So I want to reach my goals of the money needed for each of them holidays. So then my personal goals are, I want to read a new book every single month. So I'm already 3/4 of the way through this month's book, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to have more than 12 books read because I read quite a bit on holiday. I've put gym, yoga, mind and well-being, so kind of like I've got this thing now where I don't want to go to the gym to get results as much as I do want results because I want to stay fit and healthy, but I want it to be not so, if I feel really negatively towards the gym, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to have that connotation with it. I want to go to make my mind feel better, to like release the endorphins, to feel good. Yes, to get results whilst I'm there, but not to be so absorbed in like how I look aesthetically and things like that. I'm not that arsed about it. Everyone's got roles. Maybe not everyone, but I do. Yeah, my last two were under well-being as well. So to just have that like happiness that I found mid-November, where I was kind of like content with myself and what I wanted to do, to just continue through 2020, to not really second guess myself or like question what I'm doing. It's good to like reflect on things and just to make sure you're on the right path, but not to be like, oh my god, like I should have been doing that, and to feel like guilty for choosing something else. My last note is just to like keep it real. Take everything I see on social media with a pinch of salt. Not everybody's stick thin. I've seen it myself where I can take photos and then take another photo the same day and look like two different people. Everything's angles, everything's lighting, everyone has good days, everyone has bad days. So yeah, take everything I see with a pinch of salt, but also not to add to that like idea of perfection, because not everything's perfect. Everyone has shit days. Like I started filming this video the other day and I had to kind of cut it off and felt really, really like low, and then I've come back today because I feel so much better. So yeah, I just, everyone has shit days. Take everything you see with a pinch of salt, and don't think that that is how everybody looks and feels all the time, because they do not. Honestly, it's such a hard thing because it's painted such a way. I saw this thing the other day and it was like, because of social media, perfection looks achievable. I don't look at myself in that light anymore where I compare. I'm gonna just like finish off my makeup because I feel like I've been doing this for hours. I feel like I've been really high energy, and it's because I've had a coffee. I did this ages ago in a video. I had a coffee and I was literally bouncing off the walls. Healthy lifestyle tips. So this kind of touches on what I've just said about like the idea of perfection, because obviously social media is such a massive part of our lives. I did a thing the other week which I think was quite a good step to a healthier lifestyle, and I unfollowed loads of people. I didn't sit there for like an hour and trips through Instagram and try and find people to unfollow. As and when people pop up and I think I'm comparing myself to them, and I did this over like the last 4-5 months, as and when people pop up, I just unfollow them. And then I made a point to start following more positive accounts, ones where you could see the people were real, you know, just like real people, because when you're surrounded by real people, you have more self-acceptance. So I listed some accounts down that I think people should follow. So Cinzia, first of all, I know, really like just a really good YouTuber and stuff. Cinzia is not a Victoria's Secret size 4 runway model. She is beautiful, curvy, absolutely stunning. Like, oh my god, like I think it's the Italian in her, I'm not sure, but she's absolutely gorgeous. And she literally doesn't give a fuck about like her size, her shape. She is absolutely gorgeous, but like I feel like she's completely accepted herself, and like all the photos she posts, she looks gorgeous, but it's not like she's trying to hide or be someone she's not. My phone keeps cutting out, so I'm just gonna cut this here. I'm gonna link fitness and like body positive accounts that I think that everybody should follow below, so please check that out in the description box. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel down below, and I will be back soon with another video.